Alright, I have played these C3 entries a while ago. Now let's play Teacher once again and see how good these were. Needless to say, everybody here did something amazing, but only a few were that much better. I'm going to talk a bit about Super Wakana Land by you probably guess it right about now. Wakana. Needless to say, I really like this one because of the new character. With all the special abilities she has, I feel like they could make for some really interesting level design choices. When I was playing Yoshi's Strange Quest, there were so many things that Mario couldn't do that I pretty much had to learn, otherwise I was not going to survive in that game. There was Yoshi's Flutter Jump, which just got amped up to deadly levels in Toxic Beach. You really had to know how to use that Flutter Jump to survive that level, which I never did, without save states. So far this hack looks like it's easier, but that was just the first world. There really wasn't much content to judge. It's only 4 levels. Though my biggest gripe, and pretty much everyone else's biggest gripe with this hack, was that pipe level. With the layer 3 pipes in the foreground obstructing your view and just being straight up confusing. I'm really hoping this is not a thing with Wakana, to use these foreground and background elements and mix them together to a point where we can't even tell which is which. I want to see this finish, but for now, 78. It wasn't as memorable as the Halloween level he made earlier, as this hack is a closer reflection of the author who made it and much less of a surprise. Again, it still looks like it has potential to do something brand new. Ham Sandwich, with the needlessly large demo number, by anybody agrees. Of course, as you can see in the screenshots, it's very reminiscent of the original game. To take it even further, the one on the left looks like Yoshi's Island 1, and the one on the right still looks like Donut Plains 1. Same enemy tile set, same foreground, same background, same everything, just slightly different palettes, and of course, new levels. It's not just blatant edits, it's still way better than that. These second quest hacks, we don't see many of these days. I think this was an older fad. And this is what this subset of ROM hack intended to do. Feel like a sort of potential sequel to Super Mario World. There were no notable flaws in Ham Sandwich that would drag the whole thing down, but I feel like this author just played it safe. 75%. A good effort which stays on tasks and fulfills the vision of being the Super Mario World successor. However, after having played 150 ROM hacks, and that number is probably only going to grow further, it's too simple, considering what I've seen already. And other players, on the other hand, however, may really adore this style and just want to break from all the chocolate stuff. We're headed in the opposite direction of Ham Sandwich with Rubber Jig's What a Blast. A fresh new atmosphere that pretty much redecorates almost everything the original game had. Much like Sakari, much like K16, much like Electra. A transformation hack, and these have been really picking up. With all the breakthroughs in Super Mario World hacking, it's no surprise. Rubber Jig has his own graphical style. You could tell that this is him. Kind of like how, whenever I see this particular graphical style, I could tell it's either Hunter or Scorpion. I can't tell which brother it is, but I know it's one of them. This graphical style is just, it is this amazing thing. It still reminds me of Super Mario World, but at the same time, it doesn't look like it's Super Mario World. Almost no 2 levels in the hack were alike. Each one has its own gimmick or theme. The castle had barrel cannons, well, the first one anyway. There was a water level with oxygen bubbles, you had to go from one to the next. There was also a level in World 2 with the hang glider, there was a level in the cave with cape slamming, etc., and there are probably plenty more I have yet to see. The demo was not without its flaws. If you couldn't see them below the 2 screenshots, here's the first one with the status bar, and here's the second one, which I just pressed 3 on the keyboard to disable layer 3, so the status bar wouldn't be rendered. As you can see, this is a monumental blunder. The status bar is actually covering up the level. It had one job! It had one job! It was not to obscure the player's views so it would confuse the shit out of them. Oh, and the hack is frickin' hard. Plus 3 lives would be way too few to start with. And I'm wondering how many save points are in the hack. Is it like 1 per level? If so, then maybe 3 lives isn't that bad if you get to save after every level. But since my Let's Play of Blast, the author has been doing more work on it, making it easier, especially addressing the status bar. Oh, one quick thing to mention. There are like 2, maybe even 3 worlds in the demo that I did not even see during my Let's Play spree of it. I wanted to get through it as quick as possible to get to the next one. Only after, when I wasn't doing this, that I realized that there was all this extra content that I never saw. I'll have to wait. I'm just going to wait for the full version when everything's going to be fixed. 76%. A strong showcase of a potential Rembrandt held back by its glaring flaws. Very understandable, as the author stated, and we all understand that this is unfinished. But when it is going to be finished, I want to see it. Evil Conquest by Lux and, well, not just by Lux, his German friend, I think he's German too, Dark DLP 2. There are some cool world themes in here. Granted, we've seen a lot of giant worlds, reminiscent of Super Mario Bros. 3, but the giant world in Evil Conquest was a lot more unique. I had never seen a giant ghost house before, and I even adored the transition in the first level in the giant world from normal size to big size. Like, just look at that screenshot. This is a very popular subgenre of ROM hack known as Chalkanilla. I'm wondering if Underway might have been the one to thrust it into the spotlight, but I don't know. Apparently it's really popular with the German community. To have a more basic playstyle comparable to official Mario games, but put emphasis on looks. Remix the original Super Mario graphics to create something new, but you can still tell that it was Super Mario World to begin with. 77 only. While being superb, doesn't leave a great lasting impression as the Chalkanilla subgenre is huge, and standing out in that is going to be tough. A lot of people have done Chalkanilla, so I've seen a lot of it. It's going to be tough to do something I haven't seen in there. Okay, now. Plumber Luigi by Rhymes with Deny. There was a lot of variety in the level design, from generic levels to levels with gimmicks. Which all made sense, even when I didn't understand them. See level 2-4 of his game, with the really creative but strange, amazing name. Logistic Pipe-Labyrinth. That pipe labyrinth level. Just look at the screenshot with the 3 blocks of Luigi's head. Those were there for a reason, and I just didn't understand. I thought that pipe level was just trial and error once you got into the labyrinth portion, but no. It turns out that those blocks tell you what order pipes you're supposed to go in once you enter the labyrinth portion. So as soon as you go from this room to the next, go in the yellow pipe. I think that's supposed to be tan or brown. Then go in the silver one. And the secret exit, if I told you, it wouldn't be a secret anymore. You know, say, this guy's vocabulary just amazes me. Like, how the hell do you come up with level names like these? Oh, needless to say, I just want to talk about the strange glitch with Yoshi, as it really caught me off guard. It didn't happen the first time I saw Yoshi, which was like in World 1. Where you just jump on Yoshi, he becomes this glitch and you die. I don't know how, you just die. It's almost guaranteed if you hop on the glitch. Yoshi becomes a living, breathing glitch, and I don't know why. Needless to say, I just didn't hop on it once I knew about it. 80%. One of the most polished ROM hacks I've seen that knows what it wants to do in a long while. Well done. This hack had a longer name, but I didn't even feel like remembering it or writing it down, so we're just gonna call it Quest to Be the Best for review purposes by SNN. Now this one I really liked. It was like SNN's gift. His parting gift. Each level had a defined purpose and element associated with it. Like Arcadia Caverns, aside from that really nice cave background, which was really easy to do, just make all the colors transparent, or almost all of them. I also made brilliant use of the yellow Yoshi, which is really underused. I kind of see why Yoshi's underused if people see him as way too powerful, as like infinite hits. My least favorite level out of the bunch had to be the forest one. I don't know whether it was SNN or Four Sword 4 that was more responsible for this one. It just felt like there was less going on in it. Even then, it was still a pretty cool and creative level. But also, there were vines. They were different shades of green, but they were both green. They had two totally different uses. The lighter one you climbed on, and the darker one, which was attached to plants, was solid, so you wouldn't climb on it. It actually somewhat backfired. But Silence of the Slam comes back and makes great use of a novel level gimmick, like the Layer 2 Smash from Valley Fortress. I was always a sucker for levels like that, and this did it well. 80% as well. It had the potential to do so much better, but it doesn't look like SNN's coming back. Now there's really no chance of Final Destination being complete. Shame it does not go farther than these 5 levels, as it definitely had the strength to go on. I don't think anyone's going to have permission to pick it up and continue it for him, but hey. Hack 3 by Golden Yoshi. Needless to say, I adored this one. Much like What a Blast, its levels also had gimmicks that made them what they were. Following a Goomba across invisible terrain was actually kind of infuriating at first, but even then it wasn't that bad. Spawning platforms at will, this was one of the coolest ideas I've seen yet. It also actually reminded me of Gregory's Luigi's Fight for the Mushroom Kingdom, where you're picking up platforms out of bushes to put them on line guides, except here you couldn't use the platforms as a weapon. Avoiding coins, yes. Deadly ground, and more. And then in the last level, everything in one. Well, almost everything in one. Made for a challenging last level, and made for a fun last level, and it just made for a great finale altogether. I didn't really see any story up until after I've beaten that final level. So pretty much the storyline begins and Hack ends. Is this an intended cliffhanger? Does he really want us to be that hooked for Hack 4, if he ever does it? 82%. The use of gimmicks per level make each level feel more complete as a whole, and it feels like if each level could talk, it would easily be able to describe itself in a sentence or two, and you would get the message clearly. 100 Rooms of Enemies, version 2.0.0. Yes, this again. I already commented on this. He updated it, and this time I actually did complete it. I think one of the best changes is gonna be more friendly to lesser skilled players in the arcade mode, as opposed to just do or die mode. Yeah, it just says here that it can be played in an easier fashion. 5 lives as opposed to just 1. I can imagine that a lot of people would appreciate that. Rooms 85 and 86 were switched, and I think Daiso Devon might have actually seen me fail at room 86 in my first attempt at this. The previous order did cost me that run. Yoshi would fly at will in room 85, but he would not in room 86. That's why I lost. Room 59 was still problematic. Boost Dream could get trapped in the brown block cage again. Only if you're really unlucky, but if you are, you lose the whole run. Which he did address, so it looks like chances are he's going to do something with it. 82%. Do or Die mode save stateless is the true test of endurance. It's the goal-based motivation that keeps the whole experience solid, and the challenge that can keep even experts like me busy. It took me like an hour or so, no, it probably took me longer than an hour, to do a flawless run. Well, not flawless, but a run from start to finish without dying once, from rooms 1 to 100. And the homing thwomp was the most surprising boss. Especially because it was a homing thwomp. I usually just know how those go, but in this hack, not so. It was like a completely different boss that reduced my vocabulary to... it reduced my vocabulary to whoa until I beat it. If I would have taken one more hit during that fight, it would have been game over. I wouldn't have beaten the last room. Those woes were understandable. Okay, now that I have finally reviewed all of these ROM hacks, I can do something that has been requested to me like 3 months ago, I think. Let's play the 8th Vanilla Level Design Contest collaboration hack. This is something I wanted to do, but I was playing Hunter's Revenge 2 Recharged, and by the time that was done, I was playing all the C3 Let's Play entries. Well, I was playing some of the C3 entries, actually. And then there was grading these. There was everything. There was reality. Needless to say, I'm going to upload this, and then there's just going to be VLDC 8. So get ready, guys.